Do you have hundreds of players in your eFootball team, but you don't even use half of them? Well, in this video, I wanted to pay some respects and remind you of some forgotten or old cards that you might have in your eFootball team and not even know about it. You see, there's a lot of free cards you keep getting from those free packs Konami has, and most of them you just forget you had, and I feel like some of them can be really interesting. Also, there are quite a bit players in the eFootball point shop, which I also consider free, as my advice is those eFootball points you really have nothing to spend on, so you might as well buy all the players that are in this eFootball point shop, since you will never spend all of those eFootball points either way. So let's jump right into the video and make sure to stay till the end to see the most interesting free players you might have in your team, which I honestly think definitely deserve to be in most players' starting lineups. Before I begin with this video, I want to thank someone who helped me with this thumbnail. It's Hood Prime. I linked this guy's channel in the description. Please subscribe to him and maybe check out his edits if you want to. This guy helped me with this thumbnail. I think it's a really good thumbnail. Thank him for that. He did it for free just because he wanted to. And he has also designed a thumbnail for an upcoming video of mine. Let's now move on to the first player I wanted to remind you of, and this is Ferrer. He was available in the eFootball point shop back in eFootball 24. So if some of you might have played back then, you might have this guy. And I think even today this is a really decent player. He has a balance of both defensive abilities and offensive abilities as an offensive wingback. Here you can see how I upgraded him. I honestly left him with the default upgrade. I think it's very decent. You are even able to upgrade his position at CMF with the position booster. He has a decent balance of stats, and arguably you could even play him at CMF. But overall, maybe this guy won't fit into your starting 11, but you could definitely use him in like a Spanish league match day or some event where you need a full Barcelona team, or let's say a full Spanish team. Here is how I upgraded him, and here you can see his skills. So his skills are also on point, as he has both offensive skills like pinpoint crossing, skills for passing such as one-touch pass, but also defensive skills which are highly important at right back, like man marking or interception. Moving on, here's another card we got for free in eFootball 24. This one was given out to everyone at Halloween. Most of you will remember a Delict card from this Halloween. You do see that card quite a lot. So I decided not to mention it because most players know about that card. And honestly, I think it is a bit overrated in my opinion. Instead, I wanted to mention this guy. I believe he is very decent and I have never seen him being played by anyone. He has incredible speed and acceleration with good balance and honestly solid physical contact for a fast-paced striker. Not all of those strikers do end up having at least a bit of physical contact nowadays. You're not really able to change much in his stats with the upgrades. This is my progression, but really he's just a fast-paced striker who has decent height as well and good balance. And what is also really good about him is obviously his skills. He has double touch and cut behind and turn, really important skills. He is unfortunately missing soul control, but he does have super sub, and combined with his low stamina, I would definitely use this guy as a super sub. He is in fact also able to shoot some long shots with long range shooting and dipping shot. Now let's move on to a player who is ideal for cross spammers or just for a switch up in tactic, maybe you're playing a possession game, but then you suddenly switch to out wide and cross to your striker that you just subbed in. You see, there's a lot of players recently that you get for free, and they are equipped with edged crossing skill. So there's a lot of cross specialists like, for example, Serginho, or maybe a older one like Ben White, who can cross, but I feel like you don't get as many players who you can cross to. So I think this player who was actually given out in eFootball 24 during Christmas, I believe. From this set of cards, a card that most players remember is of course the Theo Hernandez card at left back. I still see that card being played once in a while, but I really see no one playing this Olivier Giroud card. First of all, you can obviously now make his playing style matter less. Target man is not the best play style, but with the counter target you can improve that. Back when this card came out, you obviously couldn't do that. And as you can see, he really has crazy stats. This is my upgrade where I really upgraded his aerial strength a lot. So there are obviously some people playing this tactic where they use GP cards with really high height. So for example, someone like Onuachu or Lorenzo Luca, and they upgrade only their aerial strength. So you end up having like 2 meters tall giants with like 99 headers and maybe like 94 jumping or so. And you can do that, but what I end up feeling with those players is they are weak when it comes to all other stats because you only upgrade their aerial strength. So for that reason, Olivier Giroud might be a better card, as even if you don't end up crossing to him, or maybe the ball falls at his feet, he's also able to go for a long shot, score it. He does have long range shooting and rising shot, and he can obviously pass. So this guy, although his main strength is obviously headers with his height and great jumping, he is also in fact able to shoot and pass if you need to. Here's how I upgraded him, and here you can see his skills. He is a super sub. I would definitely not use him in the main lineup, but maybe if you see that there is no way to penetrate the opponent's defense, you can go for this special playstyle with the headers and crosses and sub this guy in with maybe some cross specialist. And in case you don't have a cross specialist, there's actually Juan Cuadrado, who was also given out at the same date as this Olivier Giroud card. You might also have him if you didn't release him, of course. This guy has pretty decent stats. I would obviously play him like at RMF, maybe at right wing, where his cross specialist playstyle is active. He has decent stats and great lofted passing, which not all cross specialists have. There's oftentimes some players with the cross specialist playing style who either are fast with great dribbling, but they don't have the passing, or there are players that really have the passing, but they are slow. I upgraded him by default, but here you can see how it is that he was upgraded. And what is really nice are his skills. He starts with Marcel turn, which I really enjoy on players on the wing, as it helps them cut in from the wing. He has great skills such as pinpoint crossing. Unfortunately, he does not have the double touch skill, but he does start with scissors feint and flip-flop, so arguably you could add him double touch and soul control to give him the special double touch. Here comes a player who is one of the most interesting players, and it's Wan-Bissaka. I feel like this is one player the most players know about. I still decided to put him in, as I really don't see him that often in opponents' teams. He is a defensive fullback who's really fast and has great defense. There's not much to say about him. He has great stats, great defensive stats, amazing speed and acceleration. Arguably, you could also upgrade his physical contact with his heading a bit more, but I believe this is more than enough. Here's how I upgraded him. His skills are also on point. He has man marking, interception, blocker, fighting spirit, and even sliding tackle. As well, he also has double touch, so arguably you could in fact dribble a bit and run forward. I wouldn't do that with defensive fullbacks, but he can in fact do it. So once in a blue moon, if you get the opportunity to, you could arguably just do a double touch and run on the wing with this guy. Now let's look at the most interesting card in eFootball you got for free. It's Kylian Mbappe. This guy you got in some sort of free friends pack, and I see a lot of players who have this card, but only some of them use it. This card is really the closest you can get to the Samuel Eto'o epic, but for free. He has amazing speed and acceleration, crazy balance, even some physical contact. But what is really nice about him is he still has great offensive awareness and even amazing dribbling, as well as finishing. So with this guy, you have a combo of not only a fast player with great balance, so a really agile player, but you also have a player who is really good at dribbling, ball control and tight possession. And that is really rare. We really have almost a complete striker here who almost is good at everything. You know, he even has some decent passing for a striker. Not all strikers have 70 plus passing. Where he is a bit weaker is obviously his kicking power and curl. You won't really be scoring too many long shots with this guy, but I don't think it's important since he can get closer to the goal with his great dribbling, speed and acceleration, so you don't have to go for long shots. Not to mention the fact that he also has the best striker playstyle, goal poacher, and obviously also has amazing skills such as double touch, first time shot, and even gamesmanship. Here comes a honorable mention. This guy was actually just added with the recent update into the eFootball point shop, and I found him to be really interesting. It's Aslani, and I believe with this progression he can be a really decent box-to-box player. Unfortunately, his playing style is what makes him significantly weaker. I would prefer if this player was a box-to-box, but really Konami almost never adds a good player into the eFootball point shop. But as you can see with this upgrade, the game considers him to be a 99 rated at the CMF position. And I agree with that, as he has amazing defense with great balance, stamina, even some physical contact with this progression, great passing, dribbling, tight possession and ball control. And thanks to his skills, he is in fact also able to go for some long shots. You know, he has long range shooting and dipping shots. This guy isn't the best player. I just decided to add him in as an honorable mention as he was just recently added, and when making this video I just saw him in the eFootball point shop. He would have been even better if he obviously had the box-to-box playstyle and maybe some defensive skills in his player skills, for example interception or maybe blocker. That was it for this video, guys. Please let me know in the comments if you have some other players that were in the eFootball point shop or maybe given out to us for free that you find to be underrated or forgotten and you think they deserve more playing time. Peace out.